Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 1v1 we're going to be casting. This will not be me playing. I feel like the games I play are a little less interesting, at least for me, potentially probably for the viewer, seeing as I already know the outcome, so I don't have as good reactions, I would say. But we're looking at about 1,000 elo, I guess a little bit lower, 986 versus 985. In the blue we have Dulcinos, I am not going to pronounce that correctly, playing Lithuanians. And then over here in the red, we have Macaulay King playing as the Bohemians. Now, I definitely have a little bit of a bias towards Lithuanians myself. I do enjoy the Civ quite a bit, and I do think it's a bit stronger of an Arabia Civ. So it will be interesting to see how our Bohemian player goes about navigating that potential disadvantage. This will probably be the start, maybe not start, but seeing as I'm not going to be casting my own game, we're going to call this mid-elo casting. Start of a new series where I am casting players of similar skill level to me or lower, potentially sometimes higher, but typically I'm going to be casting people that are lower elo than me, seeing as I don't necessarily want to... I don't know, if I'm casting someone with higher elo than me, I'm basically learning the games, and I'm not really going to be questioning their decisions. If they're lower or of a similar elo, I feel like I have a much better ground to stand on when I'm formulating my opinion on what they may or may not be doing. So, plus, I don't know, they make for a little bit more exciting games, not so streamlined. The higher you go up. And I'm definitely not going to try and tackle pro games anytime soon, if ever, seeing as I just am not that good at the game. Also, if any one of you that is watching this video is from Hera or Atrioc's channel, welcome and thanks for subscribing and giving me the time of day. I hope I can be super entertaining. I'm super duper glad that I got the chance to face Atrioc on their stream when he was being coached by Hera. That was a ton of fun, and it's definitely paid off and been super duper helpful for my channel's growth. Atrioc recently posted a video, so I've been getting an influx of subscribers and some views. Hopefully I can be worth... Oh no, we lost Red's scouts. Hopefully I can be worth it to click on that subscriber button and bring you guys some content, so hopefully I can be entertaining at least to some degree. So pretty quick uptime from our Lithuanian player. He's going to be going up at 19 pop. That's pretty much my favorite time to head up. So a player after my own heart. It will be interesting to see what he goes for. I imagine a scout opening will soon follow this. The Bohemian player does definitely appear to me, at least, to be, I want to say going for a fast castle build, but he's stopped making vills. I think he's just waiting for his 500 food. Okay, he's making another vill. So, some TC idle time there. I'm not sure if he knows what he's doing just yet either. Taking the chickens first is really, really helpful. Almost got revenge on the blue player for his fallen scout. Blue has ignored his chickens. When there's only 6 of them, I wouldn't say that ignoring them is ever necessarily a good thing, but you could totally long distance take these chickens instead of milling them if you wanted to. Although, I mean... milling them is also super duper good yourself. But milling the chickens, if you're going to take them, especially with using a mill, you probably want to do before you do your berries. That's totally fine though, as neither of these players... Man, we have some idle time over here. Neither of these players seem to be having too much of a drush going on, so chickens are relatively safe as of this current moment. Scout's going to be popping out for blue here very, very quickly. And he is grabbing his eco-tex. Very, very nice. Very standard scout opening from the blue Lithuanian player. I like it, I like it. Man, red is having... There we go, he finally found it. That was a ton of eco that just was not working. He's down 300 res. I don't know if it's those 5 vills that is causing that. But maybe that's an argument for not taking the chickens, because we forgot about those vills and they were just kind of walking around doing not much of anything. 22 pop vill. That is not going to be a fast castle unless I'm missing something really obvious here. It's not going to be a fast castle from our our red player. He's going to need to get a defense going real quickly here as... Oh, we've only made 1 scout. Okay. Alright, he's not on too big of a timer. Lithuanian player has only made a single scout, so... He's just got his original scout running around the map. And it doesn't look like he's going for too much aggression at the moment. I mean, when you go up that early, you definitely want to have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 scouts running around your opponent's base at this stage in the game. There was a really big opening when the red player didn't have a barracks built even, where you could have been killing a decent amount of vills, or at least denying these wood lines and the berries. So a little bit of a misplay from our Lithuanian opponent is going to give the red player the room to breathe. As the Bohemian player, I think the longer this game goes on, I don't know if I want to lean towards the Bohemians entirely as the late game civ to win this. Lithuanians have some decent late game options themselves, so I don't know. I think Bohemians are probably slightly better, but that's only if you're able to get to Imp and Hoofness and a big mass of halberds to defend them and just push through your opponent's base. Hand cannons as well. So yeah, I think Bohemians probably have the edge in the late game. But that could change. Maybe Lithuanians get all 4 relics for their bonus. Obviously there's 5. They could get more, but that one seems highly unlikely. The rest of these relics are actually pretty well open, and it doesn't look like Blue's necessarily trying to deny them from his opponent. So if Blue hits Castle Age fairly quickly, which he will, as he's only on 3 scouts, a 3 scout opener is, you know, nothing too threatening. He'll be able to hit Castle Age fairly quickly. Hopefully, my hope would be what? 17-minute mark? That's probably too generous. At 900 elo. All right, we'll say he gets to Castle Age before 20 minutes, right? For sure. Then he can pop out monks and start grabbing all these relics. Let's see if I'm right about that 20-minute mark. That being said, I think the Bohemian player could probably achieve a similar number. Just some defensive spears. Scouts are running in, and they're running back, and these scouts are so dead. Quick garrison of the TC takes out 2 of those. But they have no HP to be threatening at this point. Yep, Vills are just going to tap those down like they're absolutely nothing, and all of the aggression that Blue could have achieved this feudal age does seem to be completely answered. Couple of archers being made. I do like that. That's a nice switch into seeing that your opponent has a bunch of spears. Let's go archers. I'm totally happy with that decision. I do think going to Castle Age is going to be more important, but archers don't necessarily inhibit that, especially with the amount of farms we already have made. So pretty happy with Blue's eco behind this and decision making. Definitely a bit of a micro mishap with those scouts, but that is a-okay. We're in a lower elo, so it's not like Red's not going to be without his mistakes, right? I do think Blue's going to want to get a second wood line. I guess actually if you're going towards Castle Age, you could maybe just put down a town center on a wood line. So sitting on the single woods line probably isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's already not that efficient since it's pretty far away from the trees, and so villagers aren't going to be bumping each other too badly. I don't mind it. I sit on a single wood line to Castle Age very often myself, so this will work out. But we need to be clicking up to Castle very soon here. Look at that. This could be a 19-minute Castle Age. Just a quick... there we go. Alright, drop off Castle Age. After this Ville. Oh my gosh, Red beat him to it. Click it! Okay, sweet. They're both up to Castle Age. They're gonna hit Castle at the exact same time. I have no idea which player will be in a better position. I think if Blue can get more archers out, did he only make 1? 1 in a skirm? I don't think that's gonna be threatening at all to Red. So Red has definitely lost the least amount when it comes to military. I don't know. Castle Age is very good for Bohemians in the event that they can get hand cannons in Castle Age. So that could be super duper strong. I'm not convinced that it will be a game-winning play though. Man, I'm just really curious to see what these players go for in Castle. Oh, no, that's a blacksmith. I was hoping that was a second stable. Blacksmith is highly important though. There is a hole here. I don't think our blue player is aware of it. Archer goes down, but we're trading spears, skirms and archers here, and just a kind of a bit of a back and forth. Oh, that's funny. The faster skirm from the Lithuanians means he's probably never going to get hit by that spear. Quite comedic. I like it. Yep, he gives up, turns around, dies. Alright, beautiful. Beautifully played. It does look like the hand cannons will probably be what we're going for here as red. He's already thrown down one archery range. Another archery range coming down for the Lithuanians. Maybe we're going to be leaning into either archers or elite skirms. Potentially looking for that eventual tower shield tech that the Lithuanians have. I don't know that that will be effective against hand cannons though. A second TC on the stone from red. I like that decision. Though I wouldn't normally make that decision if I didn't have a larger feudal age army, or at least being fully walled up, which he is not. He does have the stone for a castle though, so maybe he's feeling fairly confident. And to be completely honest, blue has not been threatening him the whole game, so I don't blame him for playing it safe on just booming his eco. Monastery from blue, extremely important. I'm very glad that he's grabbing this. I hope he can get all of these relics. If he can get +4 on his relic bonus, that will be super duper ideal for him. Crossbow tech comes in, but we're not making any more crossbows. So a bit of a curious choice from blue. I suppose he doesn't want to go cavalry just because Bohemians have more effective spear line. So maybe that's the idea, is not to go for the cavalry, but crossbows is not really a Lithuanian strength either. You're gonna need some cav. Kinda no matter how you cut it. But maybe just Hussars. Winged Hussars. Third TC coming down for our Bohemian player. He does have the Hussite wagon coming out. Alright, this is gonna make things really interesting. I'm not sure what the Lithuanian player does in this situation. I myself would think that the play as the Lithuanians is to do lots of damage, hopefully do lots of damage early, and then knights, maybe even latest, but knights and skirms behind it to really crack your opponent's base open, raid your opponent's base in the early castle age. I think that should be the play. He's grabbing relics, which is awesome. Well, he's going to be grabbing relics very soon. And he is making a knight or two. But, I mean, if you can get all 4 relics, you could just go triple stable knights. And I don't even think the halb or spear bonus from the Bohemians would necessarily matter. So I really think... Is he not going to grab that relic? Does he not see it, perhaps? No, he sees it. I'm not sure where... I guess this monk is... He's going to try and grab that relic first. We making another monk? No, we're not. We're just going to do it all with one monk. That's respectable. Totally fine. Skirm's gonna get hit by that town center. Alright, we back up in time, that's good. We're idling the TC, totally worth it. I'm just very interested to see what this Lithuanian player ends up going for. Hussite wagons have been spotted. He's gonna throw down a siege workshop himself. That's definitely a good idea. What siege workshop units? Sorry, I don't want to cover up the action. What siege workshop units do Lithuanians get? Just Onager. Okay, I was pretty sure they didn't get Siege Onager or Heavy Scorpion. I wasn't sure about the Siege Onager. More so the Heavy Scorpion, but this is going to get cleared up by red. Hussite wagons are very, very strong units, especially against ranged. So hopefully that prompts our Lithuanian player to go for maybe another stable, more knights. Beautiful. I love it. He did get the relic. He got away with that relic, and he's probably going to be able to get the other relic. So relic situation is looking good for our Lithuanian player. He is up in eco. 3 town center boom from the Bohemian player definitely isn't panning out right away. A lot less TC idle time from blue, so things aren't looking too bad. He has the score lead, so he's got to be feeling semi-decent about his situation. See what he does with his villas. He's still going to make forward siege. I think siege is a good call against the Hussite wagon, so I don't hate that as a decision. I myself would probably just lean heavily on knights, especially when I'm getting relic bonuses. I don't know why he wants to put the siege workshop up here so badly. Over here would be fine. Something else I think the Lithuanian player should be looking for is a castle sometime soon. Either throw a TC on one of these stones, maybe not that stone, probably just a mining camp on that stone. But getting a bunch of stone here and then throwing a castle on this hill would be super duper strong. You want that gold, and then there's a hill right between you and your opponent. That could be super pivotal. But doesn't look like he's going to be doing that right away. Ooh, I wonder if we're going for any maybe monk technologies to convert the Hussite wagon. Nope. That's a lot of Hussite wagons and a forward castle. This is a really scary push from red. I don't think blue has what it takes to stop it right away. That knight barely escapes with his life. Blue is going to be in panic mode here pretty soon. And this might actually be game. I would be stressed out, I know. For myself, I'd be very stressed out with this many Hussite wagons on the field. We need an answer real soon. I think triple stable knights or siege workshop mangonels, which we may be making. Yep. Looks like we're pop capped though. Okay, houses are being made. He's caught that. Does red not know where? Or is he looking to deny? Okay, he does know where his opponent's base is. Yeah, all right. I guess he was looking to maybe try and catch a monk. Not sure where that was headed. That castle's gonna go up though. Don't think it'll be close. It'll go up. All of these archers are about to die, which is super duper duper bad for the Lithuanian player. And I think the Bohemian player may have this game in the bag. From what I'm seeing, for the playstyle they like going, which is I think Hussite wagons, I think making a fast castle build order could be a lot stronger. I mean, they had a decent fast castle, but it wasn't a fast castle build order by any stretch of the imagination. And then less TCs. He's only on 50 vills. He's stopped making vills. Just stay on a single town center. Keep that thing producing. You'd have more vills than you have right now. Oh, imp! No wonder he idled his town centers. He's going for an extremely fast Imperial Age. These knights could clear this up. Alright, blue sees it. Blue does have a decent force and an operation out here, so he might be able to push back and cause red some problems. Red's finally going to take out these vills that have been repairing the stable. A very good call. If you've got the ranged unit, don't just hit the building. Those vills will all go down. Some very good kills. Man, they're floating so many res. Whoa. I mean, blue's going to be clicking in here soon, too. That stable's definitely going to go down shortly, though. How are we threatening red over here? I think these knights running around in the back of his base could be super useful, but that does take a lot of multitasking, so probably not ideal for this situation. Red's going to be able to build a castle here soon. It's going to be very good for the defending of his base, especially from raids. Speak of the devil, here come those knights. If they see that castle, they could totally try to deny it. That being said, the Hussite wagons are moving into blue's base. And they are about to get so many vill kills. We need a garrison vills right away. I love it. The onager. The onager could be super big here, but you need a vill to repair this. You need a vill to repair this onager. Where is it going? Oh no. Okay, it's hitting. It's not gonna hit enough. And it goes down. Not a single Hussite wagon was lost. The knights almost denied this castle. I'm pretty sure they killed a decent amount of villagers. That being said, there are still plenty of villagers from red to hopefully finish it off. It's gonna be close. But blue is losing a town center behind this. Man, these players are so probably going crazy. Red's gonna sacrifice more vills. He does get that castle up just in time. Blue needs to retreat from this position, but he will be able to take away a town center. So not too shabby of a trade. Both players are definitely panicked, though I would say blue is potentially panicked more. Blue doesn't have a castle on the field himself, so the static defense is in the favor of red here. A smaller economy from red, but blue does not know that. I mean, you could probably infer it by the score. Blue's still ahead in score, so you'd think that, oh, I'm ahead in economy, but you really need to make another TC. All right, I'm happy with that TC on the wood line. That's totally fine. Bunch of stables coming up. I think you should put a TC over here. Probably another monastery just to grab these two relics. Unimpeded. Blue is going to continue pushing. Wow, a stable for red. I guess that's probably for the mangonels. Not sure why we're making a stable, but I don't hate it either, I guess. The Hussite wagon army is still just tearing its way through blue's base. It looks like it may eventually get cleaned up here soon. Another mangonel. about to spring out of that siege workshop at any moment. The sooner the better at this point. Really want to get these Hussite wagons under control. But blue's doing some micro over here. Ooh, did we get that redemption tech? We did. Perfect. Okay, so monks can now threaten these Hussite wagons. The Lithuanian player does have a really decent answer to all of this aggression at this point. So he's actually sitting in a pretty decent situation. He's up 20 vils and he just made it to imp himself. Behind that, there is no bombard cannons or trebs from the Bohemian player. Converting that Hussite wagon is huge. Okay, all the aggression's been cleaned up in blue's base, and red is still on the back foot. As dangerous as a push that was from blue, he weathered the storm very nicely. He could have cleared it up a little bit quicker here, but he did a very good job of keeping some vills alive and eventually taking it out. And instead of, you know, over microing himself here, he decided to spend some attention over here, which I do think paid off, as he was able to take out a town center, kill a bunch of vills that were building this castle, and keep the pressure on red. Red wasn't able to micro his aggression over here nearly as well. And grabbing that redemption tech, just chef's kiss. Great play from the blue player here. I am very happy with how that happened for him. So, let's see how red gets his way back into the game, because he is now surely on the back foot. I think hand cannoneer is definitely got to be the play. I don't know. Hussite wagons are still strong, but your opponent has shown that they can counter. They've got monks. They've been building mangonels. I don't think I would want to stick too hard on these Hussite wagons. Rams are going to be pretty good here for taking out a few things. I'm surprised red hasn't grabbed that relic yet. Double monastery, I mean. So maybe he's looking for monastery or monk units. Takes out these monks. He does lose a Hussite wagon. Rams are going to do very decent damage against these Hussite wagons as well. And the mangonel has repair villagers. Oh my goodness, this blue player is impressing the crap out of me.
Closer.
Villagers repairing as well. He knows what his civ can do. Well, I guess he's not really utilizing much about his civ, but he knows what the game can do, what vills can do, the basics and fundamentals of the game. I'm very impressed with that. Converted Hussite wagons, repairing his siege. This is awesome. So, yeah, all right. If you are red, how do you want to try and bounce back into this game? I think bombard cannons could be very, very massive. If you want to stick with the Hussite wagons, bombard cannons are going to be a must, so that you can get rid of things like mangonels. Monks can still do a pretty decent job of countering them, so I'm not convinced that bombard cannons are the way. I think hand cannon and bombard, sorry, not bombard, I don't think Hussite wagons, did I say Hussite wagons or bombard cannons? Either way, I wouldn't continue making Hussite wagons myself. I would want to start transitioning into pike and hand cannon, supported by bombards. The pikes protect you from any of the, or halb for that matter, if you get that upgrade. It protects you from all of the cavalry that Lithuanians may eventually be going for, which I'm sure they should probably try to go for, especially with so many relics. How many relics do we have? 3 relics. Ooh, just beautiful. So yeah, if there's any knight play that occurs, redemption monks to swing those Hussite wagons back. This could be a decent engagement for our red player. It's not too bad. He lost 2 monks. I don't think it was the worst thing in the world. I don't think the stable's the right call. I mean, the stable can't hurt here, for sure. I guess scout cavalry, a lot of scout cavalry could get some work done. But I don't think you want to play into cavalry, especially against Lithuanians. The Lithuanian player is just going to have so much more eco at this point. I think that alone can win them the game. But if they start spamming like winged hussars and such to head into their opponent's base, I think it's an instant GG. I really think this red player needs to be getting a couple more ranges down. Hand cannons can trade and eventually beat up all of these crossbows. Lithuanians do not get arbalest. I don't believe so. Yeah, no arbalest. That being said, I mean, hand cannons, they're not too bad against cavalry either. You mainly just want them as the meat, or not the meat, but the damage dealers to kill villagers and whatever else your opponent brings your way. Hussite wagons are just a little too easily countered, though. I mean, that being said, there's not that many more monks on the field. 3 monks isn't too crazy dangerous to at least a decent number of Hussite wagons. I just don't know what our Bohemian player's going for. A little bit more focus back on eco. He started making vills again. He made a pike transition somewhat, and it looked like he was grabbing some things for monks as well. Really should grab this relic and throw it in there, but it's not too big of a difference here. Okay, first trebuchet of the game is out, and it's on the blue player side, who made it to imp a little bit later. They're gonna start trebbing down that castle, and I think this Bohemian player is about at the end of the line. I mean, the most interesting thing is making the stables and then not making anything out of them. Like, I don't necessarily agree with the direction of cavalry for Bohemians, but making 0, like just building them and then doing nothing with them is certainly not the right call. Hussite wagons are gonna get a little desperate here to try and take down these trebuchets. I do not think they will be successful. Decent amount of firepower from this castle. It's going to push those Hussite wagons away. That Bohemian castle is gonna go down any time now. And we need an army that's more than just pikes. Okay, siege workshop, I like it. Let's hope it's bombards. I think grabbing the Halb tech could be useful. Making some hand cannons would just be really ideal here. Yeah, stuff's going down pretty fast. I think the moment this castle dies, Blue's gonna be able to move in with his military and triple trebs. A few monks there to convert the last couple. Hussite wagons can make all the difference here. I don't think Red knows what to do. Castle's gone down. Bombard cannons are being made. Okay, we got there. That's good. If we can hold on long enough, maybe there's something we can do at this rate, but we are just so far behind on vills. Making our own vills though. 74 is a pretty good number. We're definitely clawing the eco back into this game, but the Lithuanians are just so far ahead. They're gonna get further castles out. Their economy management has been fairly stellar. Lots and lots of farms. Oodles of farms. Surely behind this we're going to have a ton of cavalry. Winged Hussar, potentially, I would imagine. I don't really agree with Elite Skirmisher, but he's probably expecting the either hand cannons or he just wants them to counter the pikes. So Elite Skirmisher is definitely not the worst plate either. Paladin coming in. All right. I mean, we have no military to upgrade at the moment, but all of this is going to be pumping out of Blue's base very shortly here. If Red can't make something happen right away, he's about to get hit by everything in the book. Paladins, Hussar, or at least light cav, and then a bunch of skirmishers too. Still some leftover siege, and bombards from Blue as well. This castle might go down if these trebs don't target these bombards. It doesn't look like Blue's too interested in repairing it either, so that castle's definitely gonna go down. But I'm not sure it will matter at this rate. Red's got his own light cavalry on the field, but they are not gonna be that effective. Monk is going to attempt to convert. That's not gonna be successful. He will probably fall. Yep, there he goes. And Blue's base is completely untouched. It's just these 2 bombards, which are about to be cleared up by these Cavalier. Potentially. No, we're just gonna run past them. I take that back. And GG is called. Fair enough. Well played to our Lithuanian player. I definitely thought that push from Red with the Hussite wagons was pretty intense and exciting. So at least there was that in the game. But other than that, it was just kind of a slow bleed out and the game ended. But score... And I guess the given situation, he realized it was game over. Well played to both players. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that, and I will talk to you later.